When I get stressed out, I do talk the things because I don't like misinformation. And I don't like when people need us and we treat them like shite. Cheetolini and Zelensky, when you watch that, it was disgusting. It was embarrassing for world leaders to speak to a world leader who is in war times the way that they did. But what is happening here? Let's go back in history. 1991, USSR was disbanded. You got to look this up, folks, because I'm telling you, a lack of knowledge, a lack of history is killing us in this instance. So, USSR was disbanded. In disbanding USSR, guess what? The Ukraine held most of the weapons of mass destruction. I'm talking nuclear weapons. So, what happened? The world said, no, we're going to end the arms race. We don't want all of you having all of these nuclear weapons. Ukraine, you got to turn it over. 1994, Ukraine turns over their nuclear weapons, their weapons of mass destruction. What happens then? A promise is made. A promise is made by G7. A promise is made by even Russia. A promise is made by the US and Canada and all these countries to protect the Ukraine, because now they are in a vulnerable position. What has happened since? Russia reneged. Russia has been attacking Ukraine because if you know Vladi is trying to reassemble the USSR in front of our eyes like it's a transformer. And if you don't know geopolitics, you don't understand the magnitude of that. That's why a certain Cheetolini keeps using the World War III reference, because it would be a disaster. So Vlad has been doing his thing. And so guess what happens? Zelensky has to go around the world to make sure that all these promises are kept because he is in war times. So the US made a promise, $6.3 billion, but it's not cash. They are giving decommissioned instruments, military training, and excess from their defense. You know what excess is? So we have a helicopter that we're not using. So we have some arms that we're not using. So we have some things that, they're old now, but we can send them to the front lines of a war. That's what they sent. Similarly, Canada made a bigger promise. Canada promised like $12 billion, but it's not cash. Canada is doing the same thing. Military training, excess defense implements, tanks, helicopters, whatever it is they can send, they have sent. And they have just started to send cash. Just 2024 started to send cash. So what happens when this man comes to the White House and is lambasted and treated in an inhumane and embarrassing way? And Trump has the nerve. He wants him to give him mineral deal. You know why? They have lithium, they have beryllium, they have uranium, all of those in the Ukraine. Follow the money and follow it properly. This information is available on all these governments' websites. You will see what is actually cash and what was actually excess and what is actually training and support. Don't lambaste those you need to keep the peace.